Hello, I'm Sandra, and you're very welcome to Irish Fiber Crafters. The original idea was to have a working studio, a place where the public can come in, they can watch some spinning, weaving, the traditional crafts using wool. Every spring after shearing time, I purchase fleeces from the farmers and get a wonderful variety of the different breeds, and you can see some of them here in the basket. The crafts here are created from wool and alpaca fiber. There's nothing imported, it all comes from Ireland. Of yarns that have been created from Irish wool from different parts of the country. Some of them are very rustic, like these. These are spun in the grete. We have a lady in County Kilkenny that has Zwarbless, I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, but sheep farm, and this is some of her alpacas. She has a few alpacas too. Besides the traditional yarns, I spin and make, I enjoy doing the art yarns. So these are all from my own sheep. I have 5 sheep at home, and these are made from their fleeces. So, whenever someone comes in, someone is usually here working at one of the looms. We do weaving, we do hand spinning, and someone's usually in here working at one of those. They get very interested and they end up wanting to take lessons and learn themselves. So we have classes and workshops. We also feel it's important to work with the children in the community, and we have parent and child workshops. It is important that we teach these crafts and teach the importance of wool and carry these traditions on. You're going to be seeing some other people that I have met through fiber crafts. They will introduce themselves, they'll tell you what they do and why they do it. To me, wool not only provides the products that are so wonderful to wear and to use in our homes, but it brings people together, and I have made some wonderful friends that way. So I hope that you enjoy the video, that you enjoy the First European Wool Day, and thanks for watching.
Hello, my name is Sandra, and I started crafting these stuffs in 2019 when the shop opened. And I never done anything with wool beforehand, but when this shop opened in February 2019, they had workshops available, and I booked myself in every workshop in everything what I could do. So my heart lays on wet felting, and I really like it. I love it. So this one is wet felted from local Irish wool, which is Galway sheep breed. I also started to needle felt a little bit, and just simple things which are very sweet, really cute. Especially in the lockdown, it was quite handy to learn something which takes a bit more time. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it, and it just is such a nice feeling to work with the wool in your hand. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. It feels so close to nature, and I do love sheep. And yeah, that's my story.
Well, my name is Karen. I live on 6 acres and we have a few sheep. And really I owe it to Sandra, the fact that we have sheep, because a few years ago I did her course. I went to learn spinning and dyeing on a weekend course, and I just fell in love with the whole idea because I've always loved traditional crafts. And so it was just a natural step for me, and I'm delighted. I have a skein here of Galway wool in my lap here, and this Galway wool is the indigenous breed for the county of Galway, And this particular wool is produced by a man on the Aran Islands, and he gets his sheep's wool spun. And it's the wool that was always used in the Aran sweaters, the traditional sweaters with the cable patterns. And the sheep themselves are all white, and they're distinguished by the fact that they have wool on their legs, and they have a little tuft of wool on the top of their heads, and they're very hardy breed. This sweater was made by a woman who lives in the next county, in County Clare, and she's a fantastic knitter, and there's just a lovely bounce to this sweater. You put this sweater on and you're warm, and it really feels, like it's a very quality feeling from it. And I don't think you get that from anything but pure wool. So I leave this wheel in the shop here, and when I have a few minutes and Sandra's up here, I just like to come up and do a little bit of spinning while she's weaving. There's a sound to all the different wheels. I've often been in here and we talk about how the wheels are singing, because all these different wheels have a different sound to them.
My name is Dimpna. I come from County Galway. We learnt actually as little girls as well, sitting on the steps of the gardens together in a little group with our small little needles, and we used to knit. And it was a very satisfying thing to do because it was social. I knitted all my children's sweaters and made their clothes, and my daughter, I knit her a little coat, and the only reason I'm talking about that was because I knit her a little coat, beautiful little thing with a little cap, and she kept it, and she put it on her own daughter, and I was overcome with the feeling of, here it is being used again. That sudden, idea that things last for a generation, and it was such a lovely feeling. It wasn't a throwaway thing. And what I did with a lot of the sweaters and the garments that I made for my grandchildren, I kept a record of them. Not only are they in photographs of the children, but when I'd finished knitting them, I actually took a photograph of them, and as my own record of what I was doing and what I felt about them. In a way, my knitting, as in these things, when you knit little blankets out of wool from crochet, which I also do, there's something about being able to put it over you and feel warm out of the work that you've done. When you're doing it, it's like a ritual, and you can forget all your cares for the day. You can just pick up your needles and your wool. Everything else is forgotten, and it's a bit like meditation. You don't have the pressures of life on you. You're just making something that is not only going to be useful but beautiful, and it's not going to destroy the planet. Practical thing that you're doing, and the beauty of the wool and what you're making, it expresses you, and so you have something of you that's left in it. I think with these very natural things like wool, it gives you back that feeling that you're attached back to nature again, and the sheep, and where we always were, and we were always using these things rather than manufacturing stuff. That I think it's better for us. I feel better for it. It's given me so much in life, and I was so delighted when you see your grandchildren running around, or your own children running around with things that you've made. I don't know why it makes that connection to your creativity and that little person that's growing up. And I think it teaches them too that this is possible for them, which is an important lesson. Continuity. My grandmother used to knit and sew, and she made our clothes when we were little. My mother didn't, but my grandmother did. And so I feel connected to that tradition. and I think it's a good one.